This is a news programme on the eve of history. Will the people of this country take the juicy road to remain, or will they create the scrumptious path to Brexit? With just hours to go until polls open on Britain's membership of the EU, we weigh up the key arguments that could help the undecided make up their minds. The headlines. A news programme exclusive, the devil incarnate has been meddling with the EU debate. But whose form is he taken? We'll speak to his employee and friend live in just a few seconds. We analyse the scenario Brexiters claim will transform the United Kingdom in the event of a vote to leave. We're live in a remote contemplation pod tonight where one viewer who's watching this programme will deliver their judgment at the end of the show.
Yes, will Gareth from Nottingham be impressed by either side of tonight's debate? Or will we turn him away from the polls completely? All will be revealed.
And in other news, with legal highs no longer in existence, we ask how the government successfully caused their demise and sent them to the grave. The news programme, live from Holyrood in Edinburgh with Jeremy Barr. Good evening, electorate. Welcome to the programme that may decide the overall outcome of this vote. Let's go live first to a contemplation pod. They're in the idyllic setting of the Scottish hillside this evening. Hello.
Good evening, everyone. This is the ideal place for getting away from it all. It gives one the perfect opportunity to clear one's mind. Or make up their mind. We've drafted Gareth into the programme to see what his thoughts are. So, what are you doing?
Well, I was walking and then I got kidnapped and here I am.
We're back later tonight to hear this guy's thoughts.
We lead this evening with an exclusive from the news programme. Leader of the Remain camp, David Cameron, has made the extraordinary claim that UKIP leader Nigel Farage is Satan. This grainy footage allegedly shows the devil from hell appearing in a side street in Brighton earlier this week. Watch how he takes the form of the most famous Brexit supporter in the land and walks around the corner to a nearby hustings. I'm now joined with Delphus Christie, who works several miles below us in the dark depths and is a close personal friend of the devil himself. Hello. Now, you're Satan's good friend, so there isn't a great deal I imagine you'll be able to tell us. But let's have a look again at that footage of what seems to be Satan taking Mr. Farage's form. Is that him?
He does a marvellous job every day of pushing forward what he thinks is right and best for this country, and he'll do whatever it takes to make sure it happens.
Yes, that may be so, but is it him in the footage?
I can confirm that it is him.
And can you tell us why the devil incarnate may be in favour of Brexit?
Well, I don't know his political motivations, Jez. What I do know is that as a lover of chaos, a vote to leave the EU would be heaven to Scott. He'd be loving the environment in this country.
Hold on a minute. The devil calls himself Scott?
Yes, he does.
Interesting stuff. Thank you very much, Delphus. What might happen in the event of a Brexit vote? Cameron Steele narrates this short feature using claims from the Leave campaign which predict the future post-referendum. Friday, 24th of June. Britain wakes up to find that we've voted to leave the hellhole that was the European Union. Our Prime Minister, who campaigns tirelessly for us to remain, now finds his life in tatters. He has no option but to resign with immediate effect. Nigel Farage has been planning this day for decades. The dream of ruling this country is no longer a dream, for Parliament has voted him in as Prime Minister, despite the fact he's not even an MP. Farage, now drunk on power, abolishes the highly unpopular monarchy and declares himself the King of England. The new Prime Minister wastes no time packing his bags and getting out of Brussels. Just as the whole city floods with the tears of Europe now Britain isn't there. England's Independence Day from Europe is set as June the 30th, just 1 week after the referendum. Within weeks, the air of the country is cleaned up and the chaos of Europe moves onto the continent. The people are at peace once more. But all isn't quite well. Over the summer, the people of Scotland have been irritating the great leader, and in September he moves to expel Scotland from the Union. Scottish Independence Day is set for the 11th of September. To encourage nationalism, Nigel Farage starts a lengthy project to paint the land of England in the Union Jack colours. By the end, satellite imagery shows the flag painted on the country. Sales of tea rocket up by 500%, while sales of literally anything and everything else is down by 84%. The economic gloom that follows is completely ignored by everyone. By 2020, England is the sole survivor of a devastating nuclear war which killed everyone else. Untouched, they keep calm and carry on.
Brexit, the fairy tale. Michael Gove has made extraordinary claims today that a vote to remain in the EU would mean that 90% of the population of this country will have come from the foreign marshes of Europe by the year 2030. The Leave campaigner has recently challenged David Cameron over immigration, saying that leaving is the only way to bring it down and prevent the apocalyptic scenario laid down this afternoon. Can he do it though? Joining us now from our Westminster studio is Jim Menson, who is for leaving the EU. Jim, thanks for joining us. Where exactly is the foreign marshes?
Well, hello, thanks for having me on. The foreign marshes are a well-known area described by people here in Brussels. It's a slice of marshmallow cake that people die in every day, a deliciously painful death.
I don't think you're making all that much sense there. Marshes are not made out of marshmallow. Moving on, you want less immigration. What's so wrong about it?
Well, there's simply too many chocolate people here. People who come to this country looking to work in chocolate-making factories which actually don't exist here. Instead of actually making chocolate, they're stealing our money and eating our Freddos. Now they cost 30 pence each.
What? Anyway, moving on to the subject of the EU, around 165,000 of the people coming to this country every year are students with offers from various universities here. Are you encouraging ethnic cleansing by trying to bring that number down to zero?
Chocolate marshmallows. Go buy some and you'll see my point of view.
Not making very much sense, but thank you very much anyway. Jim Menson.
The weather forecast, sponsored by Mars. Look, we found water. Looking at the map, we can see not a lot going on. Most of southwest England and Wales is not there. We suspect everyone's gone offshore to do some cheap banking. The same goes for the extreme north of England. Haggis tossing is causing some high levels of profit in Scotland right now. There's an area of haggis shagging around Downing Street where David Cameron sleeps, and the Scots are throwing their sheep lungs at the action. In the Welsh slums, a front of heroin and cocaine means high shooting of the sales affecting the area. The Midlands is leaking money through dull weather rivers. It's covered in a massive pile of dung. And finally, the southeast is struggling from money fog. This is caused by money grabbers from the continent. Keep your money safe if you're in the area. That's all for now. For more information, go to our website. The weather forecast, sponsored by Mars. Oh well.
The President of the European Commission, Jean Claude Juncker, has been getting hip with the youth of this country by hosting a disco aimed at increasing the young people's support for the EU. Our Europe editor, German Swiss France, is at the event in York this evening, where he's joined with a few of the guests at the event. German, what's the atmosphere like?
It's thought that the event here has been an outstanding success for the Remain camp. From what I've heard inside, the young people attending have been energized by this political veteran. Joining me now is one of the girls that was there tonight. How was it inside?
Oh my god, it was amazing. Like, he just spoke so much sense, you know, like, he spoke to my heart. You know, it has really inspired me to vote and be a politician. I want to be Boris Johnson one day, you know?
Is David Cameron better than Boris Johnson?
No.
Why not?
He shags pigs.
Thank you.
German Swiss Francis from York, thank you very much. Back to our contemplation pod now. What does our Gareth think of the arguments?
Hello again from the hillside. We've been watching with great interest, and Gareth joins us again. So, from what we've presented tonight, have you reached a conclusion on how you will vote tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow I'll be spoiling my ballot because honestly, I just don't care. Now, if you don't mind, I've wasted half an hour of my time thanks to you lot. I'm off to climb that hill. See you later. Bye-bye.
But I still have a few more questions to ask you. It looks like I've got nothing more for you. So good night from the hillside.
That was the contemplation pod, now on our Twitter feed. And for the next few days is a poll. Should we keep or destroy our pod? Get voting. Polls close at 9 PM this Sunday, so be quick. That's all the time we have. No time for the papers, so go away and vote. Now!